Hello, thank you, Ben. Well, I've got lots of wet and windy weather to talk about in today's forecast, but crucially, it won't be raining all the time. There will be some sunshine around, and in fact, it was a nice sunny start to the day for many of us today. Gorgeous blue skies here in Northamptonshire and again in Wrexham. Some rather windy conditions out towards northern and western areas of Scotland, though. The wind really whipping up the sea here in our Weather Watcher photo, and it will stay windy for the rest of the day here. But generally, no big changes for the next few days. It's going to be very unsettled, and it will stay mild too for the time of year until we get to the weekend.
Good afternoon. We started the day on quite a wet and windy note. You can see down in the city rather grey skies, but slowly but surely that front has been clearing, taking the cloud and rain with it. So we have now some blue sky and sunshine. This afternoon we'll see further sunny spells. It still remains rather blustery though. Got quite a strong gusty southwesterly wind.
Sally is here to talk weather, as ever. But Sally, listen, it felt quite warm today. Yeah. So I'm kind of hoping that we are finally entering spring, but at the same time, you're going to tell me it's been pretty bad for March.
Well, if you're feeling a bit dull, you're not on your... Don't blame yourself.
I do.
Blame the weather. Blame me. Why not? Go for it.
Blame you.
We could be on for the gloomiest, dullest, lack of sunshining month of March that we've ever had. The gloomiest one was in 1984. But not just that, it's been so miserable and wet, hasn't it? Look at these pictures. You can just see it absolutely lashing down. Ugh, there we go. Who'd want to be at a premiere in that? I mean, I'm sure there's something lovely and famous there, but you know, no thanks. Sofa anytime. Anyway, so Lucrezia, on with the quiz. Here we go. So we had the driest Feb for how many years to the nearest 10?
30.
No, 64 years. Slide, please, Paul. Look at this. 10% of our average rainfall in February. It's been the driest February since 1959.
Oh, goodness me.
Right, next question. Okay, rain. How much more rain have we had than normal? 10%, 25% or 50%?
50%.
No. Oh my gosh, what's going on, Lucrezia? 25%.
I'm really good at quizzes.
It's been 25% wetter than usual, but Thames Water says it has definitely helped with their reservoirs. And last question, how little sunshine have we had? Have we seen a quarter, a third or 2/3 of the normal sunshine?
I'm going all in for the 3-0, a quarter.
No!
There you go.
Just a third! But hopefully we will get some more sunny spells for the end of the month. And of course we've got longer days to come.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, I know. All for the end of March. Here we go. Here's the weather. Hello again. I hope you had a good day. First of all, a very big thank you to Graham for finding this and sending it. Hopefully plenty more beautiful blossom to come. But before all that, more blustery showers tonight and tomorrow. And in fact, later on the day tomorrow, we're looking at a more sustained period of rain moving in during rush hour and the winds as well. So not particularly pleasant. It is staying unsettled over the next few days and breezy or windy at times. Let's also just talk a little bit about the temperatures as well. It's been quite mild recently. Temperatures around average, if not a little bit above. But as we go through the weekend to Sunday and Monday, we're going to start seeing our winds come down from the north again and those temperatures dropping to below average for this time of year. But we're also getting a little spell of high pressure, which will calm things down a bit, and the winds too. And then later on the afternoon, look what's moving in. Further winds and rain heading our way during rush hour, which could play havoc with driving conditions, but hopefully everyone will be okay. So here's the outlook. Scattered showers again at times, some sunshine, staying blustery, and the temperatures eventually coming down a bit. That's it for now. Cheerio.
Good evening to you. It's going to remain unsettled for the rest of this week. Low pressure always nearby. And we've had some very windy weather across western Scotland today. Through Thursday, Friday, we hold on to the mild theme for many of us, but there will be rain at times followed by sunshine and showers. Some of them will be heavy and thundering, but things are set to change. Briefly, I think as we head into the weekend, it looks like we see a plunge of northerly winds. It will be turning colder, increasing chance of some winteriness, particularly in northern areas. But I think there's signs of it looking to be short-lived. It may turn mild as we move through next week again. That's it from me, Sophie.
OK, time for a look at the weather now with Stav. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to rap for the forecast.
I was really worried you were. Thanks, Alice. Good evening to you. It's been feeling very spring-like recently. Some nice warm sunshine as well, but there is some rain in the forecast. Next couple of days, it could be quite wet at times. Not all the time, just at times, and we'll continue with a mild and, in fact, windy theme as well. Tomorrow will be a blustery day across the board.
The start of spring is really upon us, with sheep farmers gearing up for one of their busiest times of the year. Each lambing season, around 16 million ewes give birth across the UK. But last year's long hot summer may have had an impact on that figure. And Alex is at a lambing barn in Ashton-Under-Lyne. Tell us all about it, Alex.
Good evening, Mary. Yes, at Cockfield Farm, around 40 minutes outside of Manchester. And yeah, we spoke to the National Sheep Association earlier today, and they are worried that numbers could be down this year. And that is probably going to be down to the weather, actually. The droughts and the heat waves that we had back last summer killed off a lot of the grass, less grass around. Well, that could affect the fertility. Obviously, we won't know if it's down until we get to the end of the lambing season. It's only just started here in the northwest, as you can see behind me, but it started a little earlier in the south, and that is down to in the autumn, nights drawing to a close sooner in the south. That triggers melatonin, which then kicks off the mating season. But what are the perfect conditions to give birth to a ewe? Well, earlier we found out.
The perfect conditions to bring a lamb into this world is it's got to be warm and it's got to be dry. Now, obviously up here in the north we don't get a lot of that, so we bring them inside during the winter months to lamb inside. We'll give them a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, depending on the weather conditions. Make sure they're tip-top condition before we put them out into the fields to enjoy the spring grass.
Well, the conditions here in the northwest haven't been favourable over the last few days. We've certainly seen a few showers around, and we are going to hold on to some fairly changeable weather as we head through the next few days. But there is going to be a slight downward trend in the temperatures. Yeah, you're not too happy about that. So let's take a look at the forecast now for the whole of the UK. Well, there's certainly going to be a few more showers to come over the next few days, but also some bright spells of sunshine, much like we had for a period of time earlier today. And there will be a slight cooling trend in our temperatures as we get towards this weekend. Well, that is your forecast, Mary. I couldn't help but introduce you to Hercules here. He got orphaned, but he's being well looked after here at the farm, and it's feeding time, so I've got a job to do.
You need to tip that bottle up, Alex, or else the milk won't get in his little mouth. That's it. Well done.